Yes, I hope the mic is working.
Yes.
Yes. So, good afternoon, everyone. Namaste. I am from India. I have got my colleague from JETRO Okinawa. His name is Takahama, and I have come from Tokyo. It is the head office of JETRO. So, just wanted to introduce him also because he is based in Okinawa as well.
Konnichiwa. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ryo Takahama, and I'm from JETRO Okinawa. I'm so based in Okinawa office. He's from like Tokyo headquarters, but so like if you, I think like you're interested in like starting your business like in Okinawa or in Japan. So if you come to Okinawa, please please come to our office or please contact me. And so this is a very good opportunity like to get connected. So yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you. Well, I've got 1 hour, and out of this 1 hour, I probably around 40 minutes. I'll be explaining about JETRO and its activities, and later on would like to take up your questions. How many of you have heard about JETRO, or maybe before this session took a time or a moment to see the website? Anyone? That's good. That's good. So I can explain. You are a JETRO employee. Okay, so it will be all the more pleasure to explain you in detail about what we do, because we are a very unique organization, and we are also a government agency. So we'll be happy to walk you through about what we do and how we can also help you in expanding your business in Japan. Right, so these are the quick topics that I will be taking through today. First, I will also introduce myself. Who am I? What I'm doing in a Japanese government organization, which is primarily a Japanese agency. What an Indian is doing. How I joined. I'll be briefly talking about that. Then I will explain about JETRO, because that is something which is very important, and sometimes it's difficult to understand what a government agency like JETRO is doing. So I'll try to spend some more time on this, explaining what we do and how we can support you, as I said, and also JETRO services for doing business in India, and also at the end, uniqueness of Japanese market, because I have been told that you all have been selected after a very rigorous screening process, and probably you would be expanding your business in Japan, or if not expanding your business in Japan, but you will be doing business with Japanese companies. So few of the hints or tips from my side, which I hope would be of your interest. Right, so to begin with, I'll quickly introduce myself. Again, I am Swastik Kulkarni. I am, of course, born and brought up in India, and I joined JETRO in New Delhi in 2010. Spent 3 years in New Delhi. I was majorly helping the Japanese companies to come and expand their business in the northern part of India. Then, after spending 3 years, I moved to JETRO Bangalore, which is probably might have heard about Bangalore. It's also known as the Silicon Valley of India, and it's a hub for various startups and other innovation activities. So I was there for 3 years. I was again helping Japanese companies to expand their business in the southern part of India, because Bangalore is in southern part of India, and also I was actively involved in the Indian ecosystem, also helping Indian startups to expand and also to collaborate with various Japanese companies. And after that, in 2016, I got a very unique opportunity. I got transferred to the JETRO headquarters in Tokyo, and I was in charge for the India desk, because the Japanese government and JETRO does not see India merely as an investment destination. Rather, they want more and more high-end startups from India to further foster or to further boost the ecosystem of Japan. So with that aim, the India desk was established, and I was helping the existing Indian companies. There are more than 100 plus Indian companies which are operating out of Japan, which includes some startups also. And also I was trying to bring in more and more new startups who can expand their business in Japan. And after spending 4 years, I was called back, because at that time I was the employee of JETRO in India. So my employmentship was with India. I moved back to JETRO, Bangalore, spent 1 year, and then decided to take a break. sort of try to learn more things about the private sector, how things work in a startup. Because after spending 4 years being so much involved in the ecosystem, it kind of gave me the required courage to leave JETRO, an organization where I've worked for more than a decade, and took a risk. Then I came to Japan once again. I joined an American company, though they are pretty decently sized company in US, but they were new in Japan. So I was helping them in building the business, and also I was one of the interfacing person to the client. Worked there for almost around 1 year. Then I decided to leave because of certain reasons. Then I joined a Japanese company. It's an app-based company. They wanted to expand their business globally. So I was part of the global expansion team. Again, around 1 year I worked there, and then I decided to maybe think of coming back to JETRO. So I spoke to the management that would you be interested to take me back. But my condition is that I want to join in Japan as their Japanese employee, because the opportunities, the career options are much more better for the employees who are working at the Japan side versus the local hires. So the management had to take an exception, and they were kind enough to absorb me. So in 2023, I moved back to JETRO, and this time I have joined them as their Japanese employee, which is again very unique. So that's why Yannick, and also I met few of the Indian startups. They were also quite amazed what you are doing in a Japanese government organization. So yes, Japan is a country with decreasing population, so they want foreigners, and JETRO is also taking the lead. And though it is not aggressively hiring foreigners, but yes, including me, I can say there are around 7 or 8 foreigners. One is from America, 2 are from Korea, 2 from China, 1 from Myanmar, and 1 from India. So out of the workforce of 600 people, there are close to 7-8 foreigners who are working in JETRO. And right now my role is to attract highly skilled global talent to come and work in Japan. I'll be talking in detail about that. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic, which is about JETRO. Since fortunately, nobody has seen the JETRO website, so I can explain whatever I want. So we are a very old organization, established in 1958. That was right after the Second World War. So that's why during that time, the main aim of Japanese government and JETRO was to help the exports of Japanese mid-sized companies, and also to kind of rebuild the economy. So that's why the name came as Japan External Trade. However, due to changing time and with the changing needs of Japanese companies as well as the Japanese economy, we have been diversifying our activities. And while I'm talking with you, broadly our activities can be divided into 4 categories. That is market research. This is one of our core activities that we have been doing from past 50-60 years. We have got a dedicated team workforce which studies a lot of developing markets or developed markets. It is again majorly for Japanese companies to create insights for Japanese investors or Japanese mid-sized companies. We provide trade consultation. This is again majorly for Japanese mid-sized companies who want to export their business, export their products, or import any kind of stuff into Japan. We are one of the, I would say, one and only agency which does both inbound as well as outbound investment promotion. So that means helping Japanese companies to expand their business, as well as we help foreign startups, foreign companies to come and do business in Japan. I will be talking more about how we can support you if you want to expand your business in Japan. And the fourth, which is the new one, that is the innovation arm of JETRO. We are very actively involved in the Japanese startup ecosystem, and that's where my colleague Takahama is also involved. And we are very thankful to OIST for all the collaboration and support that they have been extending to JETRO. And we also help the open innovation activities of Japanese companies and the DX, or you can say digital transformation of Japanese companies. And we are also involved in, as I said, attracting the global talent into the Japanese market. And why global talent has been kept in the innovation category is that the Japanese government thinks that in order to create a robust ecosystem where innovation funds and companies can flourish, people, it's the foreign talent, or in other words, maybe people like you, are going to play a very important role. So that's why the initiative of attracting foreign talent has been kept under the innovation section. Moving on, this is about the global network of JETRO. We being a very traditional and old organization, we have been gradually expanding our footprints across the world, and I'm very happy to say that we are available. We have got offices at 76 locations overseas, and the very new or very recent office that we have opened, it's in Ukraine. We have opened office in Kyiv last year, I guess around maybe September or October. And apart from that, we have got very strong presence in US, China. In US, we have got more than 6 offices. In China, we have got around 5 or 6 offices. In India, we have got 5 offices. So all the strategic region, which are very important for Japan, we have got our presence. And back in Japan, we are present in all the 47 prefectures. So, like as I said, we have office in Okinawa. Apart from that, up north, we have office in Sapporo. We have got, of course, Tokyo is our headquarters. So how it works is, our overseas office will primarily try to build business relations between that particular country with Japan. So like JETRO USA, it majorly works between doing various activities. It could be in promotion of food products. It could be innovation activities between Japan and India, Japan and USA. And JETRO India is majorly working between India and Japan only. So this is how our domestic and overseas office operates. Now I'll be talking about the JETRO services. So I'll be introducing today 3 services. So out of 3, one is I would say one service. This one will it might be helpful if you have your own entity in Japan. Rest 2 will help you in expanding your business right from scratch. So just imagine if you have for example, if you have an office in Japan, you would require people, you would require resources. So that's where JETRO's Open for Professional initiative can be of some help to you. To give a background, Japan has been very aggressively expanding, attracting foreign talent to come and work in Japan. And right now, as you can see in this slide, there are close to 400,000 foreigners who are working in Japan under the category of engineer, specialist in humanities and international services. In other words, we call it as global talent. So under this category, as I said, more than 400,000 people are working, and the sectors where they are involved is manufacturing, wholesale, or it could be services and telecommunication. So these are the major sectors where they are involved in. And if you see the country, it's pretty much dominated by China and Vietnam. And that's where we are also trying to work. As Japanese government, we want to diversify. We want to have more and more countries in this pie chart. So we are purposefully, putting a lot of efforts in the countries from where we don't have much numbers right now. And I'm sure, in case you have a business, you will be hiring people within Japan. They could be foreigners, they could be Japanese, or you could be, inviting people to come and work in your company. So these are the major, you can say qualifications or visa statuses which are required to work in Japan. The first 2, technical interns or specified skilled worker, it's more of blue collar category, which I don't think would be applicable to you guys. The third one, that's the engineer, specialist in humanities and international services. This is something which you would be catering to. And in case if you guys come and work, set up your company, you would also be following in this category. So the major difference out of all these 3 is the third point, that's the period of stay. For the first 2 visa categories, the maximum year of stay is just 5 years, because that's more of like labor oriented, or I would say technological transfer work. Whereas in the third section, it is maximum 5 years, but it's extendable to n number of years, and you can even go on and take the PR, that's the permanent residency of Japan. And the idea, or I would say the logic for this kind of visa status is that a person who has been a graduate from a university and has got some area of expertise, they are the ones who can apply for this visa category. Right. Okay. I would definitely, now that you guys have not seen the website, I would encourage you to please spend some time on the website. Please do visit our portal. That's the Open for Japan portal, which is very much within the JETRO's website. So we disseminate information for Japanese companies and also for people who are interested to work. And for Japanese companies, it could be how to hire foreigners, what are the ways, and then why to hire foreigners. Because for many companies, this is just for a reference, for many Japanese SMEs, hiring a foreigner is a first time thing. So for them it's like, oh, foreigner, will he have 2 eyes or 3 eyes? It is to that extent they are very unaware about all these things. So they've got their own area of concerns for accepting foreigners, because we have to understand the fact that Japan has been a closed economy, has been a closed country. It's an island nation. So now, due to the changing demographic changes, they have to open up, and they are now pretty much welcoming all the foreigners. So, but majority of the SMEs, they are still under that stage where they have no experience of working with foreigners. So yeah, we help them in also understanding the labor and tax structure. Maybe this can be applicable for you guys also, if you want to hire foreigners and would like to know what are the rules and regulations. We'll be happy to explain it to you. And on the other side, to the global talent, to the people who want to work in, who want to know more about Japan, we disseminate information about attractiveness of Japan, why they should come and work in Japan, or why they should come and study in Japan, and also what are the required visa statuses, or what are the procedures for applying for visas in Japan, and also what kind of insurance system, labor consultation, and medical institutions. So we give more kind of a holistic information to both Japanese companies as well as to the foreign talent about working and living in Japan. This is how our portal looks like, and it's this is a very unique database that you can see in the middle. It's called OFP list. These are for the Japanese companies, so it can be used by you also. If you have a registered entity, you can create your profile in this database, and this will help you in getting more and more queries from various students or working professionals who would be interested in your company. So when you're creating a profile, you need to mention the countries where you are interested in. So based on that, the students from that particular country will be accessing your data, and it's a very it's open-ended data. There is no pre-registration or anything required. Anybody can come and visit this database. Okay, I'll skip this slide. Just to give a brief about the companies that we support, what are what kind of phases they are in. So every year we support more than 300 Japanese companies, which includes some foreign companies also, the foreign startups or foreign companies which are based in Japan. And usually, as I said, many of the companies hiring a foreigner in the first time, so we help them in building a strategy, like how to hire foreigners, what are the things they need to be careful about, and second step, we help them in doing the hiring process also. We take them to various job fairs, which you guys can also utilize, and we also help them in helping them to create the presentation also, like what are the things which foreigners or foreign students would be keen to know. And also the third step, that is the onboarding. Once they have hired, what are the changes they would be required to make within the company to ensure safe landing of the foreigners, and retention. Once they have joined, how to ensure that they work for longer time. Because one point I would like to stress upon is, out of all the developed countries, Japan is the I would say, as far as I know, Japan is the only country which has got highly employee-friendly labor laws. Anyone who is coming in this engineering, especially in humanities, in other words, the highly skilled category, once they have the visa, they have the liberty, they have the freedom to change their employer. It is not linked with it. Like, I guess, unlike in US, if you change the company, then there is a hell lot of process which you have to undergo, and now given the current circumstances, it is all the more difficult. But Japan is the only country which gives them that freedom. And probably if you guys set up your company and hire people, foreigners, then you also need to be careful and ensure that they should work for a long time for your company. Because in my previous role, when I was helping foreign companies to expand their business, most of the companies, when they used to call people from say US or from Europe, young graduates, or it could be even experienced person. They used to come after within 1 or 2 months. If they don't like it, they used to leave the company. And at the end of the day, for a company, it used to become a very big expense, because sponsoring the visa is not very expensive, but doing all the process and bringing that guy from that country to Japan, helping him or her find a house, all that effort goes in vain, because they can simply leave the job the very next day also. So you guys also need to be very careful about when you're hiring foreigners. This is something which they know, probably you might not be knowing. So you have to create an environment in such a way that they should work for a longer time. Yeah, this is about the highlights of our last financial year's efforts, I must say. Last year, in the last financial year, we supported 305 companies, Japanese companies. This year, we are supporting 360 Japanese companies, and next year we have an ambitious target of 420 Japanese companies. So the need of foreigners, foreign talent, is increasing year on year. And last year we have supported the companies from almost from north to south. The companies have been supported, and this, if you see the industry-wise categorization, it is majorly manufacturing, which has been pretty much dominant, because Japan is known for its manufacturing industry. The concept of monozukuri, that is very strong for Japan. So a lot of Japanese manufacturing companies, they want engineers, and the size of companies, you can see majority it's mid-sized companies, which has been supported by Japanese companies. But now, very recently, we have been seeing that a lot of big corporates, they are also taking JETRO's help, because for them, they do have business with outside world, but again, hiring foreigners, having more, doing kind of a, say, pitching in a foreign university is something very new for them. So that's where JETRO comes into picture, and we help them in building the required strategy and the required ecosystem within the company. This is a snapshot about what kind of support we can provide to you guys also, if you are willing to set up your businesses within in Japan. You can be part of our job fairs. We do online job fair. I'll be quickly walking you through about the outcomes for the last financial year. We have professional consultants. You can talk to them about the visa structure, about the labor management, and about cross-cultural communication. Because from a Japanese company perspective, for example, if they're hiring a Vietnamese guy, if they're hiring a Chinese person, so of course we all come from a very different background, and Japan has got its own unique background, unique culture also. So having cultural conflicts, having things don't going as per our wish is something which is very obvious. So we have experts for that who train the companies that okay, these are the if you're hiring a person from country A, then these are the 5 things which you should not do, or these are the 5 things which you should do. So that's how we are trying to create the awareness to Japanese companies also. And also the OFP list that I just explained to you, it's also one of the way to promote about your information about your company to students studying in Japan as well as from across the world. This is a result about our job fair. This is again open. I'm stressing this point particularly that this is not just for Japanese companies, this is for foreign startups also, provided they have a legal entity in Japan. So we do 3 job fairs in a year. 2 times we do in Japanese language, because the majority of the companies, they want Japanese speaking foreigners. So we do it in 2 times in Japanese, and 1 time we do it in English language, because many as small companies and especially startups, Japanese startups, they are not very particular about having Japanese language skills. They just want technical guys. So for them, we do a job fair in English. So that's why you can see the English job fair, only 37 companies participate. But for Japanese job fair, it's almost 100 plus for each Japanese job fair. And again, these job fairs, we being a government organization, we cannot do the matching between company A and Mr. B. Because that will impact the businesses of private companies, private HR consulting firms. So these job fairs, these kind of events are you can just consider it one of the common platform to interact with the students, foreign students who are studying in Japan, as well as with students who are living across the world and they are willing to come to Japan. They are more interested to come and work in Japan. So this is one of the ways. And you can see that the average entry is mentioned. So yes, this one, the bottom side. So on an average, one company receives around 41 entries. That means 41 students for the October job fair. 41 students applied in one company, and in the January job fair, 71 students applied in one company. I'll skip this question. Yes, this is very interesting. Probably you guys might be interested to know. We work very closely with various foreign student communities also. There are, I think as far as I know, more than 300,000 plus foreign students who are studying in Japan right now. Majority of them are again from China and Vietnam. But we are, as JETRO, we have got connects with Vietnamese student community, we have got connects with Malaysian student community and with Indian student community also. And very recently we have also established connects with Indonesian student community. So time to time we organize networking events between these foreign students and the Japanese companies. And sometimes startups also take part in that. Because these are the guys who are readily available for you, for companies like you. You can take them as interns, or you can offer them full-time jobs as soon as they graduate. So this is also one very interesting way for any startup. If since saving the cost for a startup is very important thing, so these kind of events will help you in getting highly skilled people at zero cost. And the networking event for Indian students, we do it in English language, because the Indian students, the number is very less. Every year, close to 1,500 students, they come to Japan, whereas Vietnam and China and other countries, Malaysia, Indonesia, it's in tens and thousands. The best part is that they don't want to learn the language, because they come for masters or for PhD. So they think that we have our own area of expertise, so why to learn the language? But after spending 2 or 3 years, they like the country, they like this place. So if you ask them, do you want to work in Japan? The answer will be yes. Majority of them, they want to work. So that's why we thought of doing this networking event in English language, and we were very happy to see that this is the second edition of this event, and the number of companies who are participating in this kind of event and the students, it's increasing year on year. Okay, this I will skip. Yeah, we work with various foreign universities also. If you guys are keen to collaborate with foreign universities for doing any kind of joint industry academia research, we can introduce you to universities from at least, I can say with confidence that universities from India, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Thailand and Malaysia. We have got connects with various leading universities, and most of them, they have got some sort of connection or association with Japan. There are many universities in the countries which I just mentioned. They are primarily engineering colleges, but they are offering Japanese language course also. So they are kind of generating Japanese-speaking engineers, Japanese-speaking management students also. So we can help you in getting connected with these kind of academic institutions as well. Yes, this is a very unique event that we do in India. IIT. How many of you have heard IIT, apart from Indians? IIT, yeah. So it stands for Indian Institute of Technology. There are 23 IITs across India, and out of which, with IIT Hyderabad, it's in the southern part of India, we've been organizing Japan Career Day since 2018. And why only with one IIT? Because IIT Hyderabad has been built with the help of JICA. Just like JETRO, there's another government agency called JICA, which stands for Japan International Cooperation Agency. They are more of like funding agency. So this university has been built with the support of Japan. So that's why out of all the 23 IITs, IIT Hyderabad has got a special affiliation with Japan. And every year we take around 10 to 15 Japanese companies, which includes some Japanese startups as well, who go there and then do a pitching session. And on the first day, you can see on the left-hand side top photo, this is how each company gets a 10-minute slot to pitch. And on the next day, You can see the networking photograph. That's how they interact with the students. And this event takes place with the internship time of IIT Hyderabad. So if anybody is joining, they can do interviews for interns as well. And from this year also, we have started a new service that's called as Co-Research Day. Any Japanese company or Japanese startup, if they want to do joint research with IIT Hyderabad, they can discuss during this event, and they can take their discussions further. Okay, now these next two services, Invest in Japan and JBridge. So these services would be, of much. This will be required when you are setting up your business in Japan, or you don't have plans but you want to first expand your business in Japan. The first one, Invest Japan, is a service which will be very helpful if you have come to a stage where you want to now expand your business in Japan. And fortunately, I have worked under this project for almost 4 years. So I'm very happy that I'm able to talk about this event, about this initiative after a long gap. Yes, so Invest Japan is it's also a very old initiative of JETRO. It started in 2003. That's where the economy it opened up in a big way by the Japanese government, and JETRO was given the mandate to lead this initiative of helping or attracting foreign companies to expand their business in Japan. And broadly speaking, we offer three kinds of services. That is the information, facilities, and network. So I'm very happy to say, mention that JETRO is the only nodal agency or only agency which provides this kind of end-to-end service, a holistic service to foreign companies as well as foreign startups. To further break down on these three services, the first one, before I move, as I said, we do complete hand-holding right from planning stage to your business expansion base also. So I don't think there is any other agency which is a government agency which supports you from point to point. About information services, so if you further drill down, these are the information which we can offer to you. Market entry. We have got a team of experts who can build a customized market report which suits your sector, which suits your domain. There are some monthly magazines also which can be referred by you guys. We have a dedicated team of experts for company incorporation, visa, tax and accounting, and these are all bilinguals. So language is not a problem for you. And by the way, this market report, it is available in English as well as in Japanese language. So we are very much conscious about the fact that since the end user is foreigners, foreign companies and foreign startups, so whatever we provide, it's available in both the languages. And about the human resource management, we also advise on recruiting, the labor contracts, wages, and social security, because these things are very, very complicated in Japan. So we do complete hand-holding in understanding all the rules and regulations for setting up a company in Japan. And about incentives also, as you have seen in the previous slides, we operate out of all the 47 prefectures. So that gives us, I would say, the leverage to get access to various information from the prefecture, from the states. So on your behalf, we can gather information about what kind of incentives are available. For example, if you want to set up a small R&D center in say Akita, or maybe say in Fukuoka, any kind of semiconductor small lab you want to set up in Kumamoto. So these are the areas which are very much focusing on semiconductors, especially Sapporo and Kumamoto, and they offer some incentives also. And you guys might be eligible to get these incentives based on your investment plan and your area of business also. So we can gather this information for you and of course provide it to you, and if required, we can also set up meetings with the local government authorities also. Next is the facility. This is also very unique. We provide you a free office space. It's mentioned in bold letters. Free office space for 50 working days. And the photograph that you see, it's our Tokyo facility. And the same sort of service. I would not say facility because Tokyo facility is the biggest one. So apart from the other cities that you are seeing, we have small office facility, but it's not as big as Tokyo, unfortunately. But if you want to say set up your office in Kobe or Fukuoka or Nagoya, Yokohama, Osaka, then JETRO will be more than happy to offer you free office space. And the beauty of this service is that this 50 days that you see, you don't have to use it in one go. You can split according to your convenience. For example, you are coming to Japan for 1 week. Out of that, for 2 days you want office space in Tokyo, we'll be happy to provide it. You want 1 day in Yokohama, we can do that. But of course, prior notice is required, so you can make use of this service. And apart from shared office, apart from this free office space, in the same facility, we have got a free, co-sharing space also, and conference room also, and event space, which can be used by all of you. And it's we have got facilities for different sizes, like 70 people, 37 people, 6 to 7 people. So, for example, if you're doing any kind of demo, or if you want to say organize a small networking event with your investors or with your potential customers, I would highly recommend you to use this facility, because that kind of gives more confidence to the Japanese companies or Japanese side that, oh, your startup is associated with a government agency like JETRO. So I would urge you to use the name JETRO and showcase that yes, you are being backed by a Japanese government agency. And this, mind you, it's all free. There are absolutely no hidden charges. After using the service, we won't come back to you with a bill saying pay $100,000 or $2,000. It's absolutely free. Whatever I'm explaining you, it's all free, and moreover, there is no commitment also that we ask. Sometimes many organizations would say that if you're using our service, then you at least within 3 years, 5 years, you have to set up something in our area or in this country. But we don't have that kind of rule conditions. Yes, we take pride in saying that since we started this initiative in 2003, we have supported more than 22,000 companies under this initiative, and you can see the industry. It's majorly, it has been IT and digital, and some are from manufacturing industry, and some are from life sciences. And the companies which has been supported, majorly it is Asia Pacific region, and of course America and European region is also part of that. So all in all, we support companies from across the world. So this service, Invest Japan, just to quickly summarize, it's a service which you can use for doing your market entry. When you want to set up your company in Japan, you can make use of it. The next service that I'm going to explain you, that's called as J-Bridge. This can help you in expanding your business within Japan, and not necessarily that you need to have a company in Japan. You can operate from by being in your home country also. Yeah. So this is what about J-Bridge is. It's more this service is more for leveraging technical capabilities of Japanese companies, or considering investment from Japanese companies and expanding your business with Japanese companies. So this initiative, to be very open with you, we have started this initiative to support the Japanese companies as well, because I'll explain in detail. It's a portal where Japanese companies also register, and foreign startups also register. Japanese companies, it could be say CVCs, it could be VCs, or it could be big corporates who want to do open innovation. They all register in this portal, and they're looking to collaborate with foreign startups. And JETRO, through its overseas office network, we scout for various startups. I'll be talking about the sectors also. We scout for startups, and we encourage them to register. And this will help you in accessing the database of the Japanese companies. And you can also request for meeting also. Request for online meeting. Yes, this is about the details. The objective of J-Bridge, it's very clear, mentioned in very simple words. Generate open innovation through collaboration between Japanese and overseas companies. We have also now added universities also, because many Japanese companies, they want to collaborate with various foreign universities to do joint research or joint product development with the students, and also with other organizations. And the target business types, it could be business alliance, it could be technical alliance, it could be joint venture, it could be capital alliance. So you being a startup, if you are looking for, say, for a partner, for a business partner in your domain, this is the service which can help you in finding potential partner in Japan. And the focus field, we have been very, very clear. This is also, you can see digital, green, and life science. These are all well aligned with the current needs of Japan, or you can say Japanese companies also. We digital, semiconductor, which is one of the hot topics for Japan, agri-tech, retail tech, and fintech also. These are the areas where Japanese companies want more and more, high-end technology, and of course, startups like you can definitely help them in, making their business more diversified. In the green sector, we are also working with various Japanese companies in the smart infrastructure, green and environmental technology, and storage batteries. In life science, regenerative medicine, biotech, and health tech. These are the areas where we are working with Japanese companies. And focus region is, well, if you see, it includes almost the entire world: Southeast Asia, India, US, Canada, Europe, Australia, Israel, Africa, and Japan. I guess one of the startup is from Israel. Yes. So it's a very strategic. We have office in Israel also, in Tel Aviv, and one of the major activities that we're doing is we are helping the Israeli startups to collaborate with Japanese companies.
So should I contact them directly?
I'll be happy to connect you with our Israel office.
Thank you.
Yes. And in Australia, we have got Nika Shobishtake. Australia has 2 offices. Yes, one is Sydney, and there's one more office, Sydney. I know. Yeah. Apart from that, there is, I guess, one correspondent office. And Africa, in the African continent, we have got not in each country, but in the African continent, it's almost 8-9 offices that we have. In Europe also, in almost each region, we have got office. In Canada, we have got 2 offices. In US, yes, it's I guess around 6 offices. So through our overseas office, as I said, we scout for promising startups who can be part of this JBridge portal. And the companies who are part of this JBridge portal, 48% are large companies. So you can see that there is a huge demand from the large companies for collaborating with various foreign startups. And 30% are SMEs. So this is also a very encouraging trend for us, because till now there has been an assumption that open innovation, DX, it's always large companies maybe, small companies won't be very much interested. But we are seeing a very encouraging trend that the SMEs are also taking part in this kind of initiatives. Yes, and in total there are close to 2,000 odd companies who are part of this JBridge portal as of end of November 2025. Okay, and giving you a little bit more about the services. Like for a foreign startup, you can just see that these are the major 3 areas where you can get benefited from JBridge. One is the publicity part. You will be creating your profile, you will be registering your startup on this portal, and of course it will be accessible to all the 2,000 companies, Japanese companies. They will be getting prompts, they will be getting alerts that this is a new startup which has been registered. And meetups, this is a very, as I mentioned, that this is a portal wherein both the sides get access of each other's information. So once you are part of this JBridge portal, you will be able to see the 2,000 companies, and then based on your area of interest, you can send meeting request, and then online meetings can be arranged. We will also invite you for various online as well as in-person networking events. Once you are screened and you are registered under this portal. And I think these are the names of a few of the events that we have done for the US startups, for the European startups. Like we have been pretty much focused on the sectors and country. Like for US, it's more of tech-based startups. For India, it's AI-based, and I think it's Singapore, it's decarbonization, and for Europe, it's more of green energy. And this is how the portal looks like. The left-hand side, that's the interface for the Japanese companies, and for the overseas startups, that's how it will look like to you. You will have to create your login ID password and get the information. And as it's mentioned here, you can send meeting requests to the Japanese side also. Okay, I don't have much time, so Yes, now I think most of you would be interested to set up your office or set up your business in Japan. Out of my personal experience, would like to share a few points which which might help you in doing business with Japanese people or with Japanese companies. First is have a lot of patience. Yes. When I was helping the Invest Japan initiative, I used to meet startups from Singapore, from US, and from India. Everybody, of course, I am also young, and at that time they were more younger than me, so they were always in a hurry to crack a deal, to get access to the market. So looking for shortcuts. This is not the right place. So you need to have ample amount of patience while dealing with a Japanese person or a Japanese company. Adapt to the Japanese way. There are no quick gains. So, having patience is also one of the Japanese way. You have to follow the procedure. You have to undergo the rules and regulation. And if you adapt to that, then sky is the limit for you, for the success. The third point is focus on building trust-based relation. Because this is, after coming from India, one of the biggest difference that I've found is that my brother is also in US, so when I also discussed with him about the US ecosystem and how it works. What I have observed, probably I might be wrong. Feel free to correct me. In the western part, in the US side, it's more of like hire and fire. It's more about project-based work. 6 months, one year, then gone. I don't know you, you don't know me. But for Japan, it's the other way around. They look for, that brings me to the fourth point, long-term partners. And for building that long-term association, you need, they will take their own sweet time. You will have to win their trust, their confidence. Then, as I said, once you are in their good books, then sky is the limit for your success. So for Japan, don't go for short-term gains. Have patience and always keep long-term association, long-term business deal in mind. Then only it will help you in being successful in Japan. Have you ever thought that why Japanese products are so durable? Why they are so long-lasting? What could be the reason? Let me throw this question to you. I'll give you 10 seconds to think. What could be one reason that why their products are so highly evaluated and it's like you use for years and years?
Too much time to perfect it.
That is also one point.
I think there's a Japanese term called Kaizen.
Kaizen is called continuous improvement. But of course, both of you have got mentioned correctly. But what I think is that for building any product, it could be, say, for example, this one. There are a lot of components which the company would be sourcing from various suppliers. So to first register, to identify the suppliers, they have taken their own sweet time in analyzing and in assessing their product, their quality. And once that person or that company has fulfilled all the categories, they must have registered them as a supplier, ensuring high-end quality products are being supplied. Thus, the final product which comes out of the factory is always durable. It's always you can use it for n number of years. I was talking to one of the Indian auto component manufacturer. It's I think around 7-8 years back. They had a tough time. During their course of business, they went through severe losses, and they were supplying to one of the biggest two-wheeler manufacturer. I would refrain from taking the name. So that Japanese company, once they got to know that one of the suppliers who has been supplying the components from past, I guess, 10 years, they are facing financial issues. This Japanese company came out and helped that company to come out from that financial crisis. And the reason was that they appreciated the components that have been supplied by this company, and they wanted them to continue doing that. Because if that supplier is no longer available, then it will hamper their all the production process. Thus, the product which is coming out will not be as per the Japanese quality. So this is how this is how personally I see that why Japanese products, why Japanese people takes a lot of time, and why they call for this brings me to the next point. Frequent meetings. why they call for frequent meetings also. How many of you are interacting with Japanese VCs or Japanese companies right now? So have you ever noticed that there are a lot of meetings? Sometimes you might feel it's not even required. Why we are talking?
I was in Japanese. I worked in a Japanese company before, so
Okay.
I have the experience of too many meetings.
So meetings. So this is one word which Japanese people like. There is a term in Japanese, probably few of you might be knowing, called nemawashi. Nemawashi. I would encourage you to keep that mind, keep this word in your mind. Nemawashi means, in simple words, it's like bringing all the stakeholders on a common table and getting their consensus. Just ensuring that everybody is well aligned. That's called as nemawashi. So when in future, going forward, when you talk to Japanese VCs or Japanese big corporates, they'll be asking for you, they'll be calling you for a lot of meetings, because within the company, internally, they want to make sure that all the stakeholders are right on the same page and there is no conflict of any kind of opinion. So be ready for frequent meetings. Avoid hard negotiations. How many of you have come to Japan for the first time? Okay, good that all of you have experienced. You must have seen that people are usually very soft-spoken, and out of this nature, they are not very much used to of hard negotiations, like or any kind of pressure being built on them. So especially I am from India, so I see two Indian faces here. We Indians are usually aggressive in negotiation. We try to get the best out of everything. So which is not the case in Japan. So you have to be equally polite and understand the other person's stand also. Last but the most important point, which I guess startups tend to do as a mistake, just to crack a deal or to venture into any kind of company. Being a startup, of course, if in future, if I have my own startup, I might do the same mistake. I probably might commit high. I can do this within 1 month. Our product will do these kind of things, but eventually it would be the opposite. So at least for Japanese people, commit less and deliver more. When you are introducing your product, don't say all the good things. You just be humble. And in case at the end of the day, if a product does well, goes beyond expectation, that's all good for you. But if it goes vice versa, like you said that this can do these 10 things, and during the demo time only 2 things happened, then the Japanese will look at left, right, that this is not what we've been told. So try to be humble and try to deliver more in terms of time also, and in terms of overall product commitment as well. So apart from that, well, I deliberately not mentioned this point. In order to be successful in Japan, I think I was talking to Yannick before this session. One of the things which I personally felt that it's always beneficial to have one Japanese face in your team who can do the front ending, who can help you in making the first call or first meeting done. So while you are developing your services, your product, try to create network with Japanese people also who can be a part of your team and who can also accept the role of being one of your representative in this market, because the comfort a Japanese person will see, or I would say the overall confidence the Japanese company sees after seeing a Japanese person on the other side is completely different. I can speak a little bit of Japanese, but when I explain, I mean, of course it is not every time, but majority of time when I explain certain thing to a Japanese person, they might take a moment to understand, or I would say trust. But the same thing, once a Japanese person says the same thing, then they will do like, oh, so this ne, like that. So that's the difference, which is like I would say one of the uniqueness of this country. They are so closely connected among themselves that they tend to trust their fellow Japanese more than other people. So these are the few tips. I wanted to write more, but yes, I think I don't want to give too much of bombarding in the one session. So these are the few things. I hope this will help you in growing your business, and of course, JETRO is there for you to support any kind of thing. If you have any problem, we always have a slogan that's talk to JETRO first. So thank you so much. It was wonderful talking to you. Thank you.